Good morning, Hope Zvara here. This is day 7 of our 40-day Lenten challenge, and I hope that you're feeling motivated and energized and ready for whatever the practice and life gives you over these next 30-some days. I just want to share with you a little bit about what's going on in my life right now. I'm finding a lot of transition, and in that transition, which we all can probably relate, there always comes kind of options and choices. Do I go that direction or do I do that? Do I stay where I am or do I take a risk and move forward? And what I'm finding constantly is that at that brink of transition, when I voice up or when I decide that the way something is no longer the way I want it to be, the people in my life do various things. They either reject it and get upset. They may kind of go, what are you talking about? And actually become more of a frustration for me. Not that it's them, but I notice that frustration, which then makes me doubt whether or not I should move forward in my journey in the direction that I've decided. And I think we all experience those types of situations on a daily basis. We feel like what it is that we want to do, and we have a vision, and then it's like, how do I follow through with that vision? How do I continuously move forward in abundance and trust that what I should be doing is right? As a parent, I hear constantly parents say, I wish I could be at home with my kids more. And I think that there's a choice. I am a mom, I have 2 kids, and I find that before I had children, I knew one, I could never work an 8-hour job. I worked at Barnes & Noble in college, my 1 year in college, and I knew that working 8 hours at the same place doing the same thing was not for me. But I knew I wanted children, and I knew I wanted to be home with my kids like my mom was. And so I found this, working and practicing yoga and teaching yoga and offering things like this for you guys to allow me to do both. Now there come sacrifices with that. Income sacrifices and trade-offs with my husband. There's not a whole lot of free time for either one of us to do our thing. But the trade-off is we get to be with our kids, and I get to do things like this, and he gets to do things that work for his life as well. So I think that as we transition through these next 40 days, it's really important to understand that what you choose to engage in will, in a sense, shape your outcome. And so we have these ideas and these wants and these desires, but for many of us, the reality is we only go halfway. We go so far, and then we get to that place where it's hard, and we really have to step up or voice up or make a huge shift, a shift that others might not understand. And for many of us, that's where we crumble. Well, I guess it's always going to stay this way. I guess I'm always just going to be in this job. I guess I'm always going to live in this house. I guess I'm always going to drive this car. I guess I'm always going to be in this relationship. And there comes choices. And so as you come to the mat, I find that whatever you do on the mat is a parallel for what's going on off the mat. Notice your reactions and actions to poses and experiences on the mat. I don't like what she's doing right now. That's too hard. That's too advanced. That's too easy. There's no way I'll ever be able to balance that way. And we doubt ourselves continuously. And then we make up excuses. Well, my hip hurts, or I slept funny, or that's my bad leg, or my back is too tight, or my hamstrings are too tight. And we constantly are finding reasons why not to find a place of comfort in the pose. So no matter where you are in life, find comfort in the discomfort. And if you can do that, once you get to that place where it is that you want to be, you'll really appreciate it and learn how to enjoy it, much like your postures here on your mat. So for today's practice, if you're comfortable enough, sit on a cushion just to help the hips relax. If you don't have a cushion, a folded blanket or a towel, or just flat on the floor, just make sure the knees are lower than the hip line, or at least in line with the hips. And then we'll also need a mini ball for today's practice as well, so you can grab that for yourself. If you don't have a mini ball, if at a minimum you maybe have a child's small play ball, but really it's about a $10 investment. And I do sell them on my website, otherwise Walmart, Kmart, Target. You could probably find one of a similar format. About a 6 to 8 inch ball is ideal. All right, so let's begin. Just sitting nice and tall. Try not to throw the belly forward. Rest your hands on your knees. Now close your eyes. Let's start with some deep abdominal breathing. On the inhalation, really work to relax the belly. Let go of any tension. For women especially, it's like, we try to hold it all in, and I want you to really soften the belly out, let any tension go. And then again, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, belly rises or expands. Rib cage widens, and then the heart slightly lifts. And then exhale. And then again, inhale. And exhale. One more. And exhale. Opening the eyes gently. Let's extend out through the heel of the right hand. Flex the hand, really drop through the shoulder, and turn the left ear to the left shoulder, possibly bringing the hand to the side of the head. Now make space through the side channel of the neck. Inhale through the nose, and exhale through the nose. Now if I move my arm front or back, up or down, and if I turn my fingertips front or back and move the arm, I can change the stretch, just as I could if I tip my head. So inhaling through the nose, and exhaling through the nose. Noticing that shift. Are you right down the side of the neck, more the scalenes? You're going to move more towards the front. You have a muscle called the SCM, sternocleidomastoid, which attaches the front jaw to the clavicle. Or are you more into the back of the neck, the trapezius, or the levator, which attaches the base of the skull to the inside of the shoulder blade? Nice, calm breath. You can continue to channel your breathing as you were in the beginning. And just really think of softening, letting go. Am I the one in my own way to move forward? And what I find in my own life is we typically are. Release your hands, roll the chin to the chest, and bring your head upright. So just pause for a moment. Sometimes you feel a little off balance or uneven. And then relax the head to the right. Reach out through the heel of the left hand. Hand possibly to the side of the head. This may be too much, so feel free to keep the hand on the knee. And find that point that seems to best serve you. Breathe. This is definitely my tender side for my neck today. Welcome in that increase in body temperature. We're not forcing. So for many of us, we find tension and it's very uncomfortable, so we tend to try to push or force. We even hold the breath. Stay calm, let's take a few more breaths. And now exhale, roll your chin to your chest. Interlace the fingers at the base of the skull. Now resist your head up into your hands. As your hands push down on your head, slightly curl the spine or sit upright. Open or close the elbows to change the release through the spine and upper back. Breathe. Now release the arms. Open your mouth. Open your jaw. Now I'm going to keep talking here. Tip your head back. Really drop through the shoulders and the back of the neck. Once the head is tipped back, push the bottom jaw up, think about an underbite, and move your bottom teeth forward of your top teeth. Stretch the front of the neck. And then slowly back, nice little throat chakra stretch. Open the gateway of communication, which maybe is a little bit of our theme today. Excellent. All right, so you can come from a seated position now into a side seated position. You won't need your cushion anymore. And bring your knees to the floor, hands under the knees. So kind of a nice little variation of cat-cow. Feel your sit bones grounded on the floor. Exhale, turn up through the tailbone, but really contract through the pelvic floor. Belly starts to draw in as you round your shoulders forward and lean back. Inhale. Notice how I'm not sitting upright right away. I'm going to lean forward with my head. Draw my heart forward, then extend upright. Nice little seated cat. Cow. And then roll through the tail, unwind and round back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Really drop your shoulders, nothing is thrusting. Exhale, roll back everywhere. Inhale. And exhale. Just move in a way that works for your body. Inhale, if negative thoughts start to come in. This is stupid, my body can't do this, I don't understand. Just soften your mind. And then exhale. Come into a shooting star. So feet are further away from your pubis bone. Rock side to side to release the glutes. Exhale, come forward and extend your arms forward. Drop your head toward the earth. Try to spread your back muscles as you bow forward. Feel free to use your block or a bow out to rest the head. If you find that that space between your heels and your head is just too much, now breathe as you reach. Really try to soften the knees, soften the outer hips. Roll yourself back up and bring the knees to a bent position, hands behind, fingertips towards your hips. Bend your elbows and hug the elbows tight. Inhale, lift your heart. As you start to lengthen the arms, the shoulders should not creep up towards the ears. So really great work through the scapula and shoulder blades. Inhale through the nose, definitely some bicep and forearm work. Exhale through the nose, just feel long, tall, and willing. Now move your hips about 3 inches forward towards your heels and start to round your spine and sink towards your hands. Notice that my hands are closer towards my rib cage than they are towards my hips, so they're not too here, they're more way back here. Now again, keep sinking back, pull your elbows in. Let your shoulder caps round forward for, again, a nice little shoulder girdle stretch. Let's take a couple breaths here. And then slowly rise. Nice job. Release your hands. Take your green ball now, or your mini ball, and slide that behind your sacrum. So we're tucking it snugly, not that it's going under our backside, but that definitely the sacrum is on the ball. The key is to keep the sacrum gently pressing into the ball. When we lose that connection, our hip flexors will start to flare, and we find that we're not really keeping that transition or that transverse abdominal holding tightly. The belly or the rectus is what I call pops, so it really kind of pulls away as it tones rather than stiffens right where it's at. We really want that nice co-contraction. So hands under the knees. If necessary, stick an additional ball or a block between the knees. I don't have one nearby today, so but that's definitely a good opportunity to keep the inner line of the core and the hip flexors again from overly working. Sit nice and tall without arching the lower back. So just think of more of an upright extension. Inhale. Exhale, now press your sacrum into the ball. You should feel your lower front belly and your pelvic floor engage. Keep that pressure and extend yourself back to about 45 degrees. So about your arm's length. That may be too much, so feel free to come upright a little bit more. When that press into your ball is not where it should be, you're just not going to feel that deep core contraction as much as you like, so experiment with that. Let's just extend our arms up to a point where we feel, one, a good challenge. You might start to quake. Otherwise, stay with your arms low and supported. We're all at a different place. Let's take 5 breaths. Shoulders drop. Pelvic floor engages. One more breath. Hands come down. Inhale, lift from here. Exhale, draw yourself back up. Nice, a little rest forward, seated child. Breathe into your spine. And then again, roll back up. Hands under the knees. Press the sacrum into the ball. Keep the length of the spine. Inhale, extend back, keeping the openness across the chest. And then again, hands come up. Let's lift and lower 10 times. Only lift as high as you can resist the torso from collapsing or overly arching. Keep that pressure into the ball. Pelvic floor engages. It's easy to let that go. Inhale, arms rise, and exhale down. Really contract. Inhale, breathe laterally into the lungs. Exhale. Inhale, 3. And exhale. Inhale, 4. And exhale. Keep it strong. Inhale, 5. Body temperature's rising. And 6. 7. 8. 9. And 10. Inhale, exhale, rise. This time bound angle, nice job. Rock side to side and hinge forward, opening your feet, lengthening your spine, bow forward. Full rich breath. And then rise back up, knees come together. Now the idea with really understanding our core is that that's where the heat of the body comes. I'm not against hot yoga or doing yoga in a heated room, but what I do want to pose as a question in your mind is, am I relying on the external heat in order to produce the internal heat? And in yoga we use a word called Agni, or our digestive fire, and so we really want to be able to stoke the fire from within. And in order to do that, we need to understand the deep muscles of the core. In yoga, we may also similarly use the word locks, although locks are more used for holding in energy, especially in Kundalini yoga. But the idea of that pelvic floor especially is definitely something that there's validity in that in all forms of yoga and all exercise. So again, let's keep that inner core nice and strong. Let's raise our body temperature and come back again. Hands under the knees. Little tilt, so press. We're feeling like a lower swimsuit line, nice and contracted. And inhale, extend back. Arms come again about genie style. Let's extend the arms about 45 degrees. Imagine opening and closing a big encyclopedia. Inhale, open without arching or collapsing the chest. Exhale, contract from oblique to midline. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Anytime you work with the mini wall, way more effective than bow pose ever will be. Exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Think about the movement coming from your core. It's not from the shoulder. Exhale, close. 5 more. Last one. Inhale, hands to heart. Exhale, lift. Nice job. Extend your legs out this time. And feel free, feet can go as wide as the mat. Release your glutes. If you know your knees are tighter, bend at the knees, maybe slide your cushion underneath them. And exhale from the hip, keeping your sacrum anchored. Extend your torso forward. Maybe grab onto the flexed feet and reach out through the calves. If not, draw length to your body as you fold towards the floor. Inhale and exhale. Even if you're up here, just keep the length. Try not to let the chest collapse onto the belly. Exhale, roll yourself up with a nice strong core. Inhale at the top. Great. Move your green ball momentarily. Bend your right knee. I'm going to bend left. And place the sole of the foot to the inner thigh. If the knee is floating somewhere in kind of mid-air, either place your ball, cushion, or block under the knee for better support. Sit tall, ground your hips. Inhale with lots of length. Start to turn towards your bent knee, keeping the straight legs hip from rolling up. Take your opposite hand to the thigh. Inhale, still keep the length. Try not to squeak your left hip up off the floor. Move slowly through the lower ribs. Move slowly through the bottom of the chest, mid-chest, shoulders, head, and neck. So we're really trying to work our way up our spine without hijacking the left hip. Inhale, scapula pull wide rather than jam. Exhale, now it's totally okay to look over the opposite shoulder. It may offer a slightly different neck stretch. Press your bent knee into the floor. Move through the tight areas rather than just try to celebrate your open ones. It's the whole point of a stretch, is to stretch your tight areas. Breathe. Slowly unwind. Keeping the bent knee grounded, lengthen forward. Think about drawing your left hip fold back a little bit and extend slightly either over to the left with both arms, or just keep reaching forward, anchoring your bent knee. Possibly slide the bent knee back if you're a little bit more mobile. Inhale through the nose, draw in through the front rectus. Exhale through the nose, open through your lower back muscles. Exhale, roll yourself back up and extend both legs again. Readjust your sitting bones. Now bend your left knee. Sole of the foot to the inner thigh. Keep your sitting bones grounded. So again, that right hip's not hijacking. Turn from the waistline. Inhale, inhale, exhale. Inhale, turn with the upper body. Exhale. Watch not to jam that left shoulder into the spine. Keep everything broadening even in the twist. Inhale through the nose and exhale, chin level with the floor. Doesn't matter which shoulder you look over, but own that rotation. You may be more comfortable sitting on something, especially if your spine is tight and you find that you're rounding excessively. Slowly unwind, and then exhale again. Extend forward, trying to open through the lower back. Feel free to pull the bent knee further back. If you find that forward bends are fairly comfortable for you, grab a strap on the foot if necessary. Otherwise, flex on the foot, lengthen forward. Think about lifting the bottom of the ribs away from your sacrum. If you feel the desire, you can reach to the outside of the right leg, really noticing the stretch along the left lower back. And then exhale, slowly roll up. Inhale, sitting tall. Bend both knees. Grab that little ball again. Place it behind the sacrum. Sitting nice and tall, hands under the knees. Exhale, press gently the sacrum into the ball. Arms extend out in front. Relax your shoulders. And now again, back into, hold on, I'm on the cork of the ball here. And then again, press. Send back, 45 degrees. Let's move with the right hand repetitiously. Inhale, reach back, pull back, look back. Keep your hips from rocking on the ball. Exhale, shoot back to center. Inhale, open your chest, turn your rib cage without letting your belly pop out. Exhale, inhale, drop your shoulder. Exhale, stay even on the ball. Inhale, and exhale, pelvic floor. 2 more to the side. Exhale, it's not just the arm. Turn your torso. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, back up. Pause here. Exhale, pelvic tilt. Inhale, extend back and open. Watch not to let your lower back arch. Inhale, reach back, pull back, look back. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, pull. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. 3 more. A block between the thighs could be really helpful here if your legs are doing all sorts of funny things. Inhale, exhale, come back up. Go back to your tighter or weaker side for an additional 5 rounds. Exhale, tilt. Inhale, come back, drop your shoulders. Inhale, reach back, pull back, look back. So on the exhalation, you're really using your exhalation to help you back to center. And exhale. 3 more for me. Last one. Inhale, exhale, rise, and release. Whew. Nice job. Release your ball. Lay onto your back. So exhale, roll back slow. Knees into your chest. Just rock side to side. And then drop your feet to the floor. Inhale, extend your right leg to the sky. Roll the ankle, flex the foot. And then just figure 4 here. Flex the ankle over the knee, draw your arm through, grab hold under the thigh or over the shin. Keep the arch of the lower back slight off the mat and try to keep your lower leg on that leg side. And now draw the bent knee away from you using the elbow. Inhale, everything is open and broad. If your head is tipping back due to tight spine, lift the head onto something. Now breathe into the openness of the hips. Release the hands, but not the cross knee. Take your right foot to the right side of the mat. Drop the knees to the left. Make sure your right knee is underneath its hip socket. Arms open. Exaggerate the arch of your right side of your spine. Let's take a couple breaths here. And then back to center. Nice job on the cross. Readjust the lower back. And then extend the opposite leg. Try to keep the small of the lower back off the floor. Roll the ankle. And then flex the foot, pressing the knee down. Guide the bottom leg in. Trying to keep the leg from shifting right or left. Flex both feet. Now, even though my back kind of dropped into the mat now, as I start to bring the knee in, I'm also going to try to tip the tailbone into the floor so we really can get as close to the attachment sites as possible. Relax your shoulders and breathe. Soft face, soft eyes. You may need a strap. Feel free, you can also place your foot on a chair or on the wall if you find that there's a lot of restriction through the hips. All right, nice. Release the hands. Drop your left foot to the left side of the mat. Knees drop inward. Left knee is under its hip. Open your arms. Turn your head the opposite way. Exaggerate the lift of your left hip. Relax your glutes and breathe. And back to center. Uncross the legs, open them one to each corner of the mat. Draw your arms overhead, palms face up, and totally relax your body into the floor. Close your eyes, and we'll take the next few rounds of breath, softening into the floor. Just really meditate again on the manifestation of moving forward towards your goals and aspirations. Maybe meditating on what is it that you really desire in life, and how is it that you're going to move towards that place. Instead of seeing frustration, see opportunity. Rest in Shavasana for as long as you need to. And when you're ready, roll to your side and come up slowly. Know that as you move forward today, only you can make this the best day. Namaste.